So guys, let's talk about all the fantastic news that Bandai decided to give everybody today. I'm excited to say that we have some goodies all around. So let's get into this video, shall we? So first off, we got the announcement of the Digimon Liberation promotional pack. This will be given out later, but the first round is given to national players. It is a free fun pack. It has basically Shumon's line, and it has the Petromon's line. Well, up to its champion with its tamer. So you only get one of each card if I remember correctly. It's not a full pack of every single one, but this will also be the March Tamer Battle / Tamer EX and April Tamer Battle Pack events in Japan. So these should be entry packs for us coming soon. So that's not terrible. But big announcement though that I want to talk about, and major reason why we're doing this, is Bandai also announced during the stream that there is still a long ways to go, but they will be working on unifying global release of the game by BT20. Right now, if you take a look here, and you see right now you have Future, Starter Deck 1819, EX07, BT18, BT19, EX08, and BT20. So there's, if they're going to release this January 1st of 2025, this means there's going to be a couple things that's going to happen. And I have a feeling that our BT18 and 19 are going to be conjoined. That means we're going to get a double release. They're going to combine the boxes into one. So that's going to suck. And I'm going to be straight honest with you. That's going to suck hard. Then we'll probably see some sort of ramp in this that kind of just speeds it up. But the possibilities here is that BT 18 and 19 are going to be conjoined for us, and possibly see 17 a little bit sooner than expected. Outside of that, that's kind of this release schedule. If they're trying to unify everything by BT20, that is a lot to go through because we know what our release schedule is right now, and that's huge. So things like that is very vital to know that we're going to expect some sort of conjunction here. There's no way you can't have that, because unless you're going to just hit every month for the last of the year, you're going to burn people out and instantly get them out of the game. The only way you can do this lightly is combining 18 and 19. Probably that will help lessen the degree of pain to somebody's wallet. Means that you're going to have to buy more product to get everything in BT 18 and 19, but that's just kind of how that rolls there. I think that's good to know that that's what their coming year is looking like. That means if they're going to do January 1st of 2024, 2025, we're going to have some conjunctions. Next, we did get the reveal of basically the 7 Deadly Sins or 7 Great Demon Lords deck. It's major, basically Yggdrasil. This is Yggdrasil on a Deadly 7 Great Demon Lord deck. This thing does something similar. The fact that they took a lesson and they made it so that it's not as broken of a way of getting out their big, boss Digimon is really beneficial. I think the fact that, breeding, it hatches itself, and then, it does have your turn when you would play a 7's Great Demon Lord, you may reduce the play cost by 3. If you have 5 or more different names in the Digi-Evolution, you may reduce the play cost by 4 instead. This stacks, and eventually you're playing them for free, and it just gets really nasty really quickly. So, but the fact that this thing pops everything and then goes underneath, really important. It only places 1 7 Great Demon Lord, so it's going to take some time, but the fact that our other Demon Lords are going to do some other benefits, but this inbreeding and opponent's turn, by deleting this Digimon with 7 or more different name evolutions, you may play one Odudamon, whatever the heck this thing, the boss Digimon of this, from the trash at no cost. So, keeping that in mind, here is the secret of the set. This thing can Digivolve on top of a level 5 or higher 7 Great Demon Lord for 6 costs, but this thing has a not like game-breaking effect, No protections or anything, but the fact that you're going to be playing it at the end of your opponent's turn anyway is the major goal. But by returning 7 different names, 7 great Demon Lord evolution cards from this Digimon to the bottom of the deck, delete 7 opponent's Digimon and Tamer, then trash your opponent's top security, 7 security. For each card deleted by this effect, reduce the number of security trash by 1. So if it's on an empty board already, and you just go, boom, you can remove 6 and swing in and call it a day. But on Evolve, when attacking, you may place up to 7 different names, 7 Great Demon Lord cards from your trash to the bottom of this Digi-Evolution card. If you place 4 or more, delete one of your opposing Digimon or Tamers. So, not a bad thing for its on Evolve when attacked. So it sets itself up, and then basically, because you can order operate, you can make this trash all the rest of the stuff, because you can place up to, by deleting one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamer, you can lessen the devastation negative effect of trashing that it has, because if you delete something with the second effect, you're not going to trash as much. But this is just anti-Secon. Daemon, or what we're going to be hearing for the next 2 years, Creepymon. So blocker on play when evolve, deletes one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, then trash cards from the top of your deck equal to the Digimon's level. So I mean, it helps speed up the deck's mill, which you want to do, and especially because it's on play really does help out, because you're going to be reducing the cost. Psychmon still screws this deck up really hard. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, most of them have this effect. So by placing a 7 Great Demon Lord from your trash to the bottom Digi-Evolution card of your Gate of Deadly Sins. It's not terrible. Excuse me. Oopsies. Somebody moved to somewhere that they weren't. Or I didn't grab it. Give me a sec. There's one more card we need. Then we do have Beelzemon. Beelzemon got shown off. This card is going to be really good in both versions of the deck. You have the 7 Great Demon Lords, and Beelzemon's just going to love this card. By the fact that this combos with their Balmon, Balmon basically now can delete itself, and play a rush Beelzemon is scary. So the fact that it has on play on Digi-Evolution, trash the top 4 cards of your deck, then if there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you Digi-Evolve 2 of one of your opponent's Digimon. So that's crazy. That's going to help make them smaller so you can remove them. And then basically when he goes pops, he gets to tuck something under the 7 Great Demon Lords. But the fact that he has Rush is nasty as can be. Especially you can swing him with Rush, tuck in an X Antibody, and then, Digivolve into him in mid-battle. Doesn't, he's already swinging, so now you get to deal the damage. Then we do have something really nasty, a secret. So this is the movie Greymon. So if you guys haven't seen the first, basically, Digimon movie ever made, go definitely check it out. I mean, the English one used it at the beginning, so most likely you've seen it. But this thing has on evolve this Digimon. If this Digimon's name is Coromon, this Digimon gains 3000 DP on the end of turn, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with equal or less DP than this Digimon. This thing stacks, so if you can build a weird janky stack, and I'm going to explain this in a minute, as long as you have all the requirements, this thing can get beefy quickly, and especially because all turns this Digimon gains the names of all of its level 3 or lower Digi-Evolution cards. So this thing will treat itself as a Coromon, so the fact that any of the Agumons with the black text that says Digivolve on top of a Coromon can Digivolve on top of this, leading to really crazy shenanigans that really should not happen. But we're going to see this happen. On deletion, play one Tamer with Tai or Kari. Obviously, we should be seeing a Tai and a Kari like child form, like when they were very young in the set. So I'm not going to be surprised what they do with this. And it's named from hand at no cost, or you may hatch a Digi-Egg in your breeding area. So one of the biggest problems Greymon actually ever had was that what happens when their stack dies. Well, now this will help you. If you swing in with just this one, you should be able to now pop that. Go and hatch an egg, set yourself up another line. So really good, but it's as an inheritable, everything like that, really good, and I'm really excited for it. But we'll have to see what happens here and how scary this deck can be. Then we did get the end game. So Clock of the End is a huge card. So on evolve, by placing one Clock of the End from your hand or trash it at the bottom of this Digi-Evolution card. You may play 2 Diaboromon tokens at no cost. So we finally get to see the win con of Diaboromon, and I'm excited for it. So, but also the fact that we spit out tokens and then we get more tokens than anything else has printed before, I'm excited. Spinning out and just attacking is going to be huge. You can rush down your opponent because this thing is just movie incarnate. It's a rare too. So opponent's turn, when an opposing Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to one of your Digimon with Diaboromon in its name. So really solid being able to destroy your tokens instead of, you know, making it your life. So now you don't have to rely so heavily on a blocker Diaboromon. This one's is this white? No, this is black. I think this is black. Yeah, it's a black Digimon, I think. If it's a white, we're gonna have issues. No, it's a black Digimon. The white text border throws me off. But the Clock of the End is really interesting. Security, it adds itself to your hand. Unless we get some way of getting it out of security really quickly, there's going to be trouble actually getting this card to activate its end of the clock. So play 1 Diaboromon token at no cost, then place this card at the bottom of the Digi-Evolution of one of your Digimon with Diaboromon in its name and no Clock of the End in its Digi-Evolutions. Start a turn. If there are 4 Clock of the End, place this in your placed in your battle area, you win the game. So start of your turn, crazy. End opponent's turn, this thing comes out. So, but all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by your opponent's effect, by deleting one of your other Diaboromons, it remains instead. So there's a way of putting some protection on Diaboromon that Diaboromon never had. But the fact that this is just another win con that puts your opponent on a clock, because they're going to be scared of this. Because once you start the mind game of a win con, alternative win con, people are very scared of those sometimes in competitive because it puts them on a clock. And they'll never know. The more and more you get on board, the more likely this thing presents scary results. So people start misplaying once they start being put on these rush clocks, especially because all you have to do is get 4 of these clocks. And the fact that it makes a Diaboromon token and then tucks itself is huge. So stuff like that can help to lead to drawing a bunch of cards. So we'll have to see if one gets stuck in security, you're kind of screwed, but we'll see if we can win games before them. But Clock of the End, really cool. Very unique gimmick. Then we do have Box Topper Update Pack for BT17. So you're going to get Tyramon, and then you have Mega Kabuterimon, Leomon X, Falcomon, Flamedramon, and Veedramon. So Veedramon's definitely going to help all force. Flamedramon, this is my 50-50 bet. This might be the red-purple Imperial Dramon, Flame Veedramon that's going to help out the deck. Because I don't see Armor needing anything more, because Armor just got the best support that it needed. But I think red, purple, Imperial Dramons, this is another card. It's going to be similar to Shademon. Falcomon, Leomon X, Mega Kabuterimon. Mega Kabutarimon's definitely going to be a possibility. Even though Bugs definitely got the support it needed, I don't think Mega Kabutarimon needed it to be here. But you have Memataramon. This card is really satisfying to see these promos. Then we do have Renewal Event Pack. So this gives us Gaussumon X, Drymomon, and then you have Myotismon X and Replenishing Plug-in Q. Let's also do have the limited card set 2024. This set is crazy. We get a new Bond of Courage Ace, Bond of Friendship Ace, Tsukuyamon Ace. We have Shiva, Cyber, and Megidramon Ace. And then new cards called Scrambles. So let's look at those Scrambles real quick for everybody. Let's see. So Shibamon Ace first is hand counter, blast Digi-Evolution, on play when Digivolving. If you have 3 or more security, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. One of your Digimon gets 3000 DP on the end of the turn, and if you have 3 or fewer security, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And then all turns while this Digimon is suspended, it isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon. So that's huge. Then you have Cyberdramon Ace. So on play, when Digivolving, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. If you play, you may play 1 Tamer with a 4 cost 4 or less without paying its cost. Return the rest to the top or bottom of the deck. Then if you have a Tamer, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Finally, Black got their Ace. level 5 ace, and I hate that it's a promo, but whatever. This card is actually pretty solid, and it has an inheritable when attacking. Once returned, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. That's uniquely different. I like that there's inheritable now with these aces, which is pretty good. They have Digimon, who's just basically going to be deleting one of your opponent's 1000 DP or less Digimon for a non-play when digivolving. So combos with 4 Great Dragons and the Digimon deck that you want to play. Then when this Digimon will lead the battle area, play 1 Guilmon from its Digivolution cards or from trash without paying its cost. If this effect played, place this Digimon as a bottom Digivolution card. It gets add 5,000 to the maximum DP you can choose with its DP based deletion effects. Huge. I think this is really cool. And it's also treated as a Chaos Gallantmon, so it's a Gallantmon named. So really solid. The 5,000 DP is huge because threshold popping really sucked with Gallantmon, and now we can hit numbers. So we do have level 7s will have overflow -5 this time around, so good to know that. But on play, when digivolving, delete any number of opponent's Digimon whose DP adds up or to equal or less than this Digimon's DP. When attacking, once per turn, if you have a tamer, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Agumon Ace, really solid actually. And then while this Digimon, while you have 2 or fewer security cards, Agumon for 2 costs. So not a bad pop-up, especially with the new Greymon, especially at the right time, you could lead to being some crazy shenanigans. Then you have Gawubon, the Friendship Ace. This thing does the same thing with its Digivolution, black text, but hand. On play, when digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with equal or fewer Digivolutions than this Digimon to the bottom of the deck. When attacking, if you have a tamer, unsuspend this Digimon. So multi-attacking, it's not once per turn with that removal, which is crazy to me. So Bond of Friendship is really solid. And then Sakuyamon, Maid Mode Ace. So on play, when digivolving, if you have 1 yellow tamer or 1 color, you may place 1 yellow tamer or 1 color option with 5 or less from your hand at the top of security stack. Then all turns when an option is used or when you add it to security, if one of your opponent's Digimon gets -6,000 DP for the turn. Not as impressive, but it's a decent start. So we talked about the gates and stuff like that. Scramble. So Scramble's all the same here. But Scramble, main one of your X Digimon may digivolve into X color in your hand for the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. Then place this card in the battle area. And then start of your turn, one of your opponent has if your opponent has a Digimon delay, return 1 red Digimon card from your trash to the top of your deck, or X color. And then if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1 X card with 2,000 DP or less from your trash without paying its cost. So, guys, the purple one's going to go nuts in Beelzemon because the reduced Digivolution is cool and all, but the fact that you can recycle your limited cards back to the top of your deck. So that Inmon's now getting you maximum value. So just keep that in mind for the Scrambles. Yeah, we talked about the Shumon stuff, but let's talk about this unconfirmed due to blurriness. But here's what possible translations there's. Gutsumon, X Antibody, this Digimon with Gutsumon or X Antibody Digivolution cannot attack. It's stupid. But once per turn, when an attack target switch, you may suspend one of your Digimon, unsuspend one of your Digimon with blocker. All turns, all your Digimon with blocker gains 1,000 DP. Not a bad thing. Gutsumon's decent. Dramolmon, and a turn, once per turn, you may place this Digimon to an empty space in your breeding area. This thing just comes out to say hi, and then that's kind of cool. That's actually uniquely different. Just placing it into your breeding area and gives inheritable piercing. So it puts a protection. That's not bad. Myotismon X Antibody. On play, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. On deletion, if Myotismon or X Antibody is Digivolution cards, you may play 1 level 6 card with Myotismon in its name from trash without paying its cost. That's not bad. That actually helps out with the Mallow and Venom decks. This card is actually what the deck needed. Reload Plug-in Q. While you have a Tamer, you may ignore color requirements. That's fine. Security, one of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -1 for the turn. And then main, place this card as one of your non-white Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Inheritable all turns. When this Digimon would be deleted by battle, by placing 1 reload Plug-in Q from this Digivolution cards at the bottom of your security, prevent that deletion. So I was hoping for effect too, but if it's just battle, it's not terrible. It gives some sort of protection that you didn't really have before, so you can at least kamikaze in certain ways. And I mean, a free recovery is not bad. But all in all, I think there's a lot going on for Digimon, and I'm excited to see where everything goes. So guys, let me know down in the comments what you're excited for with all this news. So guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.